Hello, today I'm gonna make a video and I'm gonna show you how to create a vise using solids in Mastercam. The main goal of the video is to learn the commands on Mastercam 2019. It's not to compete with anybody else or another software. If you want to learn Mastercam, watch the video. Also, the video is for beginners, so if you are an advanced user, just forward the video and get the dimensions, but maybe you learn a trick or two. I do not have a blueprint. I have the table right here. This is the vise that I want to create, the D688, and I'm just gonna follow the table. I can just grab the dimensions here, copy, and I'm gonna paste it into Mastercam. The geometry is very simple. It's just flat geometry. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create the whole geometry using just 2D, and then when I want to change levels, I just go here and change my level. So I already created a list of levels, so I'm gonna to make the video easier. I already have another vise, a different vise, but I grabbed the levels from there. There's a video on YouTube on how to create a list of levels, so I'm not gonna go there right now. So I'm gonna start my geometry on a top plane, and I'm gonna create a rectangle. So the wireframe, rectangular shape, and it doesn't matter right now. I want it right on the center, and then the height, I can copy the dimension. Remember, I copy, I'm just gonna paste the dimension here, and then this one right here, it would be 8.250. Just grab it, put it in the center. I want this one to have a 3/4 of an inch radius. Also, I'm gonna pause it right here a little bit. Okay, for you guys, I'm gonna accept it. But for you guys that you don't want to change your configuration to inches, you can go to metric, and I can do the same thing here. Rectangle, same thing, right there. And now the height over here, I'm gonna Control V, and when you get the dimension, just type in IN, and it has to be in lowercase letters, and there it is. So your dimension is right there. So this one right here is 8.250 IN, and Mastercam will do the math for you, so you don't have to change your configuration to inches if you don't want to. The other option that you guys have is you can create your vise in inches and then just bring it and drop it. I have one that I already created. It's a different one. I'm just gonna drop it here. Cancel. I'm just gonna drop it right here, and it says that if I want to scale it, you say no, and it will bring it in. See, let's say at the end of the video you create in inches, just bring it in into a metric, and there it is. You say yes, and there it is. So let's go back to our file right here. So we already created a rectangle, and this is gonna be our base. So I'm gonna go to levels, and I'm gonna create the first solid. So I go to solid, extrude, doesn't matter where you picked. Just make sure the arrow is going up, and I'm gonna go here with 1/2 inch up. I will say yes, See? Okay, so I'm missing something. I did it on purpose. So you can see that you can change the geometry, make changes to the geometry. You don't have to rechange the solid. So here's a nice levels. I'm going back to base geometry. I'm gonna say turn everything off. I'm gonna be doing a lot of geometry, all this geometry from this dimension, which is dimension T. So I'm just gonna copy. I'm gonna offset this one. So transform entity. I want this one, and the distance it will be paste, which is dimension T. Right there. There it is. So what I'm gonna do here now, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna change the properties on this one with the F4 right here. I'm gonna change that. This one right here is 8.750 divided by 2. Then I want to change the style to this, so just for video purposes. And I'm going to change the color too. I'm going to clear, and there it is. Well, also on this one, I want to change it to a different level right here. I'm using two monitors. I want that one. Using two monitors, so the box appears on the other monitor. So we're fine right now. Now what I'm gonna do is, still on that level, we're gonna create a line from this point, and then type in L, and this is gonna be the length. The total length of the line is 0.938 divided by 2, because I'm just gonna do half, and then I'm gonna mirror. And then here I want another line. Type in A for an angle. The angle is 110. The length, it doesn't matter. So it could be 1 inch. It doesn't matter. You just need to cross that line right there. So I say yes. And I want to do a transform, mirror. I want to mirror those two lines. And then here, I don't want it on X because X is right here. So I'm going to use a vector, and I'm going to pick up this vector. Now that I'm here, I'm going to mirror to the other side. I say yes. I pick up all of them. Now I want it on the Y, and there it is. From here, what we need to do is trim this. So we will wireframe, divide. Make sure you pick up the right stuff, because you make a mistake, you pick up the line right there. So here, 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 and here. So we don't have to rechange the solid. We go to solid, and we clear the dirty solid, and it's there, levels and base, and we're in business right there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change the color with an F4. Change the color of that to this one. Doesn't matter which color you pick. I want that color right there. So we're going to go to step number 2. We're going to change the level where I want to create my geometry. And you don't have to worry about the dimension, just coordinate of a point, and I want my geometry to be on top of this surface. So right there, it changed to a half an inch, and we're going to create another rectangle. So we go to view and then top view. We turn off all the levels. We only have that one on. We can change the color too if we want to. let's go to blue. It doesn't matter, just to make the video a little bit easier to understand. So I want to create another rectangle, so I go rectangle shapes. Now I want it here, I want this one here. The length, it'll be this one right here. Right here is gonna be 6 inches, and right here is gonna be 810 minus 1 inch, 168. That's the math that I did from the table. But now I don't want any corners on the rectangle, so it'll be just a rectangle without corners. I say yes. From here, we can turn on the base. See, on top of that, we go to solids, extrude the rectangle, and the length, it'll be 2 inches, 375. Accept that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have both solids together. So we're gonna do Boolean Operation. What these red rectangles are telling you is you have to pick up the geometry. So as a target body, we're gonna use this one, and then the tool bodies, the ones that you want to add, is this. We say yes. See how everything is blue? I will say yes, and we can turn this one off. So even though we did the solid on this level, just change all the attributes to the other level. So we're fine right now. So now let's go to the next step. So we're gonna pick up the next level. We can go here, top, and we're gonna do what we did on the other one, but this time just the angle is a little bit different. So wireframe, line from the middle here, there, and then we want an angle. So we can go to levels, turn the solid off, and then go back to the line. The angle is going to be 135, and the length, it doesn't matter. So what we're going to do is same thing, transform and mirror. We need this one on, so we can use it as a vector. Mirror this and this, and we want to use a vector, that one right there. Wireframe, and then put them together. But we can trim it and use this, but it doesn't matter. Now we're gonna go back to transform and then mirror. And now we want this one right here. We go to solids and extrude the solids. Doesn't matter where you pick. Just make sure your line is going up, and then only 1/4 of an inch up. We accept that, and then we can turn on the base. Sorry, the base right there. So we have them right here. So we do the same. Put them together, the target body, that one, and then this one, put them together so they pick up. If we turn it off right there, clear, and then the base right there. Now I want to go to the next step, and next step still in the same place, but we're going to create the slots. So we can go here, top. We need this one right here. Let me bring the table. So I need this dimension S and U. Copy. And then the U dimension is going to be 656. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create wireframe. Circle, doesn't matter where. I'm gonna do a different way. F4, and then the X is gonna be paste, or we just paste it. The Y is gonna be the coordinate of a point right there, and then the diameter, it'll be 0.656. That was the U dimension. Should be right there. What we need to do is just create lines, straight lines, just doesn't matter where. You go here, here, divide, just grab the mouse, don't let it go, and automatically we'll do it. Oh, I forgot, sorry about that. We need to trim those two. Say okay, and we're in business. So now what we need to do is this geometry here with the list, and then transform and mirror to the other side, because it already knows that it's on a Y. We're fine. In order for us, now what we need to do is cut the solid. But in order for you to cut the solid has to be visible. If not, it won't do it. And then we'll go solids, extrude, pick up that one and the other one. See, it's creating a solid, but we don't want that. We want to cut the solid. And now I want to do through all, and I want to do in both directions. See right there? So we select yes, isometric view, and we're making progress. So we're gonna go to the next step, frame, and then curve edges, and go here, here, and here. Doesn't matter which the order, you can pick up any. So we're in business right there. And I'm gonna isometric view again. And create the lines here too. I forgot about these ones. See right now, because I'm on 2D, it created the lines right here. So what I'm gonna do is Control Z, right there. We can go to 3D real quick. And we go here, here, and here. And we do the same thing here, isometric view again. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna trim those right there. So what I'm gonna do is go back to 2D. I'm gonna turn on this one. I'm gonna go to do a transform, and then I'm gonna offset. The offset distance is 1.5 inches. Pick up that, we're fine. And then we have this one and this, and then we have this and that. So we're fine. We can turn off this one right here. Go to the top. We can also turn off that one. Alright, sorry, we have to trim these lines right here. So wireframe, delete. And then delete those lines. We don't need them anymore. You can delete it blank, or I'm just gonna delete them. We can blank them if we want to. Okay, so turn on the base solid again, and we're gonna create solids on those lines right here. So we go to solid, extrude, select only that. We're gonna do the whole thing, but we can add it later. See those lines right here? one is going up, the other one is inside. If they're going inside, I mean, if this one goes outside or down, you have to switch. So right here I want 250. I don't want both directions, just one direction, 250. And then create body. Then we'll go to advanced, and we have direction 1 and direction 2. I don't want direction 2 because it's pointing out. I want direction 1, and I want it to be 252. So there it is. Then we'll go back to basic, and we're gonna add more change. We change that one and add chain, and we change that one. So see how this one is inside and this one is to the outside. What we're gonna do is delete that one or remove, and then add a chain, go from this side, and it will do it. It'll be easier than instead of changing this and that. So we're fine. Now what we're gonna do is add those to the solid. So same thing. The main is this, and then the body that I want is that, and that one right there. So we're fine. So now what we're gonna do is create a solid on this one, extrude, pick up that, the arrow is out and this one is up, 125, and we go to advanced and direction 2, we want it up 0.125 also. We go to basic, we say yes, and then we go to the other side and we do the same thing. But now this one, the direction is from, well, we're going to go to advanced and then direction 1, and that's what I want. We're in business. So now same thing, we're going to put them together. Here we pick up the solid, and then here pick up that, and they change the color and everything. I'm gonna go to the next step, and I'm gonna make a cut right here. So side cut right here. What I'm gonna do is turn out the solid. I'm gonna change my color just to make the video more fun. Also, I'm going to change my plane. I'm going to be working on the right plane. And then select view and go to top. Right here, I want my Z to be 0. I'm going to create the geometry right on the center of the plane. So what I'm going to do here is something different. I know that the dimension from here to here is 1.5, but because I don't know exactly and I don't want to do the math, I just go here, create a point right there. I can go to levels and turn everything off. Right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to transform and translate my point right here 1.5 inches. I select yes, and there it is. I'm gonna create a rectangle, wireframe, rectangular shapes. I wanna go right there. I want it here on this corner, and then the width, it'll be 3 inches, and the height, it'll be 3/4 of an inch, 750, right there. I'm gonna create fillet, trim edges, half an inch, and we're in business. So now I'm gonna cut the solid. In order for me to cut the solid, I had to turn it on, otherwise I won't do it. I'm gonna do translucent or in solid, extrude, pick up that, doesn't matter which direction. The distance, it'll be 3 inches. If I go through all, it will cut into this, and I don't want to do that. So it's just direction, or I mean distance of 3 inches. Could be a little bit more than 3 inches, no problem. Go to both directions, and there it is. So we select yes. Now that I'm right here on the front, I mean on the right plane, we go to top, and I'm gonna make a little cut here. So what I can do is turn this one on. So now make sure you're still on Z0. I'm gonna create a rectangle here. I'm gonna turn this one off. See, the line is right there. So go to top, the line is right there. Go to wireframe, rectangular shapes, and now it's right here, right there. But I want it here, right in the middle. So the length right here will be 100, and right here is gonna be, the line here is gonna be 0.938. Select yes. So again, I'm gonna cut the solid, so I'm gonna turn it on. I select this right here, solid, extrude, pick up the geometry, same thing, you know, but now I want to go through all, so it will cut all the way. I select OK. What I forgot to do is change the, it doesn't matter, but change the geometry to the other level. So you can go here, pick up the geometry, right click, right here, move, and pick up the next 407, and I say yes. Now it's here. Now what I'm gonna do is go to the front. I'm gonna start making geometry right here. So what I'm gonna do is planes, and I'll go to the front plane, and then top. I'm gonna do the same thing here. Levels, we can turn it off, or we can turn it off. So for clarity, I can turn this one off too, because right now I want the center. Go to wireframe, rectangular shapes, and we do the same. It's the same right here. We can lock it, and it's right there, right there. So turn it on again, solid, extrude, pick up that, and both directions, and there it is. Okay, so I select yes, isometric view, I mean top view. So I'm gonna make the other cut right here. I forgot to change the level, but that's fine. We'll leave it there. I'm gonna go right here. To make the cut right here, what we're gonna do is wireframe line. It'll be from here, but now I don't want it in the center. What I want to do is change my Z, click it, and then right click, Z coordinate of a point. I want my geometry right here on this face, right on the face. I will say yes. I'm going to start with a line right from the center. The length, it is going to be typing L, 1 inch, 1.5 inches, sorry. Then from here to here, and then the length, it'll be 1 inch. And then from here to here, the length doesn't matter. We're going to trim the line, but so it doesn't matter. Has to be longer than half an inch. So 753, that's fine. I'm gonna mirror the whole thing, but before that, I'm gonna create a circle. It doesn't matter where. We're gonna position the circle with an F4, and then F4. The X is gonna be 0. The Y is gonna be 1 inch 540. I'm not bringing the table so I can make the video faster. The Z, we don't worry about it. The diameter is 2 inches. Say OK. Now we're gonna mirror these lines right here. Transform, mirror, select OK. Now we're gonna trim it. Wireframe, divide. Just go like this. Don't let it go. Make a mistake. Say it OK, and then Control Z right there. Divide. OK. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it right there. So solid, extrude. Pick up the geometry. We're gonna cut the body. We're gonna reverse the direction. The length is gonna be that length minus. So I'm gonna go to distance, and then here, length of an entity, right here. It cuts all the way through. I don't want that. So I want that minus 1.980. That's what the table says. So I'll say yes. Clear colors. You can go to planes. I'm gonna go to top. Isometric view. And then Control S to save my file. There. It looks pretty good, but now that we were on, forgot to do the hex. Now that we're right there on the front plane, so we go to front again, and we'll go to top. Make sure your Z is still right there. If not, just right click and pick up at that point right here. So we're gonna go to levels, hex. So we're gonna create the hex right here. Pick up the point, and the radius is gonna be 375. And we select OK, and then we can create the solid extrude. We want to create a body. Change the direction, and the distance is going to be 1 inch 930. That's what we have right there. you can, I'm gonna go here F4. I'm gonna leave it as a different entity. You can go here, change the color. So now what we need, I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna change the color just to make it fun. Now I want to create a cut right here. I don't have the level, so I'm gonna go to the next level and I'm gonna name it right cut top. That's fine. So I don't know exactly where. So I'm gonna go to planes. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna create a point right here. Wireframe. I'm gonna change the color. Point, and I wanna tell it right there. See how the point is right here because my Z is this. I want to tell it to go 0. And I will say yes. The point is here. I can go F4 and tell it to my Z to be 0. It's right there. I can go to top. It's right here. So I can go to levels and turn this one off. Doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm gonna transfer that point to transform, or I can just go to F4 again, and my X, I'm gonna add it plus 375. I'm gonna create a rectangular shape. I want to pick that, but now I want this to be my origin. I'm gonna unlock that, and this one is gonna be 250 by 250. It's gonna be square. I will say yes. I turn on my my base. I'm gonna go solid, extrude right there. But I'm gonna cut the body. I go through all on both directions, and there it is. I will say yes. There it is. Now we're gonna go fancy and create the fillets, constant fillet. So pick up that one right there. This one here, and then do the same on the other side. Right there. Select yes. And then the radius is gonna be 0.375, 3/8. Select accept. Now we're gonna go on these edges right here. Same thing, constant fillet. Now this is a tedious thing. I cannot pick up the whole thing because it will put radius here, and I don't want to do that. So to make the video shorter, go all the way around. I'm gonna pause it, select all the edges. Doesn't matter the order that you pick up the edges. Look, you can go in like this, like this. So go all the way around. Do not pick up the any of the faces. Just pick up the edges. it won't work. So now that we have all the edges, oh, I'm missing one right here. See, that's why I'm saying it's tedious operation, but we're in business. Select OK. Now it says a warning right here because the radius is too big. So we'll change this one to only 125. Select OK, and we got it. Add more. We can do this. See, forgot that. If you forgot one, just go there and add. Do not select here because it will reselect and you will lose everything. You have to do everything again. So add. Right there. Reselect all. And it's right there. Right here. Isometric view. Sorry. Planes, top, isometric view. Right there. So again, Control S to save my file. So now the base is complete. We can go here, select that, turn everything off. That one right there. So what we're gonna do is the top now. Now I'm gonna go to the fixed jaw. So I'm gonna go to planes and I'm gonna go to right plane. Top. Let me see, I'm gonna change the color here. Doesn't matter. And I'm gonna go with this one. So what I'm gonna do is make sure you're in 2D and your Z is at 0. We're gonna go to the middle again. So we're gonna start with wireframe. Let me see, did I change my level? Yes. This one is gonna be easier. Curve right here, right here. What we can do is turn out the right cut, this one right here. What I'm gonna do is create a line here, the length, and it's gonna be 1 inch for 85. Now I want a line from here to this direction, L, 1 inch, 0.980. Now I want a line from here to here, and then the length, it'll be, or I have it, 185. And then we just close the contour from here to here, and we got it. Scare me for a little bit, but it's there. We'll go to solid, extrude, and the distance 3 inches. We select OK. F4. We're gonna change. I'm gonna change the color. I'm gonna go white. Doesn't matter. Well, yeah, it doesn't matter. Right there. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create 2 points to drill the holes. To do that, I need to go to planes, and I'm gonna start on the front. Then my Z, right click and Z coordinate of a point right there. Now wireframe, create point, and I'm gonna go right here. I need to go to the table to see the location, so I need N and O. and 940, and the and O it's 8375. So copy, we go here, F4, so paste, divided by 2, it's only one side, doesn't matter which side, and then my Y, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna change my Y here too. F4, the Y is gonna be Y coordinate up a point right there. See how it changed to that? Then right here, point 940, we're gonna add the 940 right there. And we just go to mirror, mirror the point right there. So we add the 2 points. I'll get there in a minute. Now I'm gonna create a movable jaw. So I'm going here, turn that one off, doesn't matter. And I go to top, and then my Z, I want it to be at 0. Right enough. I want to create a line from here, and then L for length, and we already have it, 1485. Then from here to the center, so the length it'll be 3 inches. I'm gonna mirror again from here in this direction, then the length it'll be 1.5. Then from here to here, and then the length is gonna be 750. We can go to levels, turn off the base, doesn't matter. $750, and then we go with a line right there. Select OK. We can tune out the hex too. This one right here, the length it'll be half an inch. And then we just mirror the whole thing. Select the whole thing, transform, mirror right there. Then we go to wireframe, arc endpoints, select 1, 2, and then the radius is going to be 1 inch 250. Select yes. And there we go. Now we're going to create a solid extrude. And then we don't want it on both directions. Let me turn on the levels and the base too. I don't want it on both directions. It could be both, but I'm gonna go to the other direction. Only one direction. Solids. I don't want it both directions. That's the direction that I want. I don't want it that way. And then the distance is gonna be 4.8. Select OK. Again, F4. We can change the color. Select OK. That line right there is cutting. We can fix that real quick. We can go here and delete that one. Delete F4. See the red dot right here? This is 0. Let's say x coordinate of a point, and we want it right here. Right there. We can go to solid. See, the solid has we can go here, and there it is. So we got rid of that. The line, we don't want the solid in half. I want a single entity. So again, I'll go Control S to save my file. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to translate these points to this face. It could be that face. It doesn't matter because the hole is going to go all the way through. So translate and pick up the 2 points, and then go to vector from to, reselect. I want that point and that point, because I'm on 2D, it will just move him, but I don't want to move him, I want to copy. There it is. Now what I'm going to do right now is drill the holes on these locations, and then I'll go to the next body. So in Mastercam 2019, we have an option here to create holes. I'm gonna, it's asking me to select the target body. So I'm gonna drill here because I have several bodies open. So I'm gonna select that. See the plane orientation, because I'm working on top right now. It's asking me to do that. I can change this one real quick. I'm gonna select the positions. I'm gonna go here, pick up that one and that, enter. See how the holes are going down because I'm on the top. I can change the plane here. There's a construction plane. You have a lot of different options. I'm not gonna go there because somebody already have a video about that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select that face right there. So now the holes, they change the orientation. What I'm gonna do here, if you don't see that, it's template. I'm gonna use a template. Mastercam already have all the templates. I wanna go to inch, and here I'm gonna go to top drills UNC. It's not a fine thread, it's coarse. And then I know that those holes are a 1/2 inch 13, and there it is. Then here the distance, but I want it all the way through, so there it is. They go all the way through. And then you can have a chamfer on the hole if you want to. Right now by default is 5%. I'm gonna leave it like that, and I'm gonna accept it. I'm gonna say yes. Now I'm gonna pick up this body, pick up the geometry, to enter, and then again I'm gonna use the template, top drills UNC, 1/2 inch 13, through all, simple drill, chamfer 5%, 45 degrees. I will say yes, and there we go. Again, Control S to save my file. So we're getting pretty close. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna create the jaws. I'm gonna start with that back jaw right there. I can create it right here on the front plane, but just to be different, I'm gonna do it on the right side. Planes, right, top. I want my Z coordinate of a point, right click it, Z coordinate of a point, and pick up any point right there. So what I'm going to do is create a rectangle. Let's change the color. wireframe, rectangular shape. I want this corner right here, something like that. Then we just give me the dimension 750, 3/4 of an inch. The height is gonna be 1 inch 750. Now fillet radius, I'm just gonna leave it plain like that. I say yes. All right. So now what I can do is just transfer this, transform, translate, and on the Z -3 inches, and I want to move it. Well, because everything we did everything in the middle, I could have just extruded the solid right there. So solid, extrude. I'm gonna go both directions, and it's gonna be 3 inches. There it is. I will say yes. This one and the other one are the same. I'm just gonna transform and copy. Let's change the color on this with an F4. There are different ways to change the colors, but to me it's easier this way, and that way you learn something different. We just change the color right there. Now we need to drill the counterbores on the jaws, and we're going to use the solids as a reference. I go to front, yes, and go here. It's kind of hard to see, so we're going to go to levels, all off, and this one right here, that one right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer those. So transform, translate, pick up the geometry. I will say end of selection, and then turn on this one to make it visual, and the vector is gonna be from here all the way to here. There it is. I don't want to move them, I want to copy, because otherwise the solid won't work, the other solid. So now what I can do is turn on all the levels off. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select those F4, and I'm going to change the level. Man, 508. Okay. So we're right here. F4. Change level 508. You just pick up one at a time. Alright, so we can turn this one off. Now let's do the counter bores here for these holes. So make sure you're on 3D, because if you're on 2D, the geometry will move over here. So go to 3D, and then solids, hole, pick up the locations, enter. See, we can pick up the face, so they're going that way. What I'm going to do here is I wanted a counter bore. Now we can go to the template. Mastercam already had the templates, and I want a socket cap screw. I just want to see the inch. and I want a 1/2 inch 13. There it is. Already picked up everything for me. I want a chamfer 5%. You can have 2%, a smaller chamfer. I select OK, and there you go. So now I can turn almost everything. That one too, and there we go. The next step is to start importing parts. I'm gonna control and then grab one of the files. It's right there, the bold right there. Select OK. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to model preparation and align this one to the face. This is the face that I want. Destination face, it'll be this one right here, and it's right there. Select OK. We're in business. Now I'm just gonna translate dynamic, and then from here I want to copy from here to this point. Clear. One business right there. Now this one right here is the, I'm just gonna rotate that, this and this dynamic. Just gonna put it right here and rotate 180. Oops, I lost track. If you lost track, just type in 180. It's right there. Enter. And then I'm just gonna move it right there. Let's say yes. And then here, what we can do is clear the, I want to translate this, not that one, that and that one, only that, and then the geometry here automatically will bring it. I will say end selection. I'm going to select the vectors from here to here. The reason I'm doing a translate this way is because I want to change the level. Go here, and I'm going to change the level to the front jaw, which is going to be 507, and also I'm going to change the color to that color, just to make it different to that color right there. I will say yes. That's the reason I'm doing this way. Now it's asking me about that geometry, and I will say yes, and then it disappeared because the level is not on. Now it is. We clear, and we're in business. Isometric view. We're getting pretty close. As you can see, the hex is not there. I'm gonna do so it can be in the same. I'm gonna add it. That's the main solid is there, and then this one is this. So that way it's there. Select yes. So we're in business. From here, you can start bringing stuff in. You know, I'm gonna go Control S to save my file. Now from here, I'm gonna start bringing stuff. Let's say I'm gonna bring the handle. Just drop it in there. The handle is there. I will say yes. I'm gonna bring a Vise top. You know, I can bring the table. I can bring a lot of stuff, but the video is already way too long. You can add the logo of your company. On this case, I'm gonna bring Mastercam logos in there. Doesn't matter. They were already positioned from another Vise that I already have, so we're there. And thank you for watching. Well, I forgot to tell you that once you have everything, you can change everything to one level. Let's say, for instance, you want to change the height here, right? So you go to model preparation, push pull. It says that it will remove the history. That's fine. I already saved my file. It doesn't matter. And then you can go higher. Say yes to that. You can go this way. I mean, you can do whatever you want, right? Doesn't matter. These are the ones that you're gonna be changing. You can go push pull this way and go that way. It doesn't matter, you know. See, so you can do a lot of stuff from now on. You can move everything to one level. Thank you again for watching.